Okay, ready teams, ready judges? There's the whistle to begin the game. Teams, you're playing for a videotape bonus. There's the whistle to begin the game. Teams, you're playing for a videotape bonus. Here's... Fine. Let's start all over again.
Thank you. Hey, we want 4 more seconds, please.
You call the timeout, put time on the clock.
Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, ready, Mike? There's the whistle to begin the game. Teams, you're playing for a videotape bonus. Here's your toss-up. David Wayne on the Broadway stage and Tommy Steele in the movie played what character in the show Finian's Rainbow? He was Og, the leprechaun. You're still playing for that videotape bonus. Here is your toss-up. It became somewhat of a tradition at Bruce Springsteen's concert. During what song will the boss inevitably invite a female member of the audience?
Lewd, Distasteful, Trudell, Dancing in the Dark.
Right for 10 points. Lewd, look at the screen. For 10 points each, identify the following TV series that, for one reason or another, never achieved the popular success that they richly deserved. Time is out.
Somebody was trying to draw our attention to the secret of the crime. First, a pair of black patent leather shoes, addressed, I believe, to Mrs. Lockridge, and for Emmy Reinhardt, a set of sailboats, replicas of the fabled Yankee clippers. Not boats, really. More like ships.
Mr. Queen, please get on with this. If Spencer is dead, why waste time with this absurd charade?
Next came an empty envelope. Now, what clue could that possibly contain? But there it was for all to see, bright and blue.
The wax.
The sealing wax. All right. What do we have so far? Shoes and ships and sealing wax. As a fan of Mr. Lewis Carroll, Miss Reinhardt, perhaps you'd care to continue. Bearing in mind that the last clue, the package that came crashing through the window.
Captain, believe me, this one has no plausibility.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Let me give you a hypothetical situation.
A what?
Let's say you walk up to this car, and you say to this Flatfoot, excuse me, officer, but Hitler's doctor's coming to town. And the neo-Nazi party is in this airport at this very moment to meet him. Now, Sam the Augusta's nephew and about 50 of his thugs are here, and they're going to fight it out over some diamonds that the Nazi party is fencing through the underworld. And what have you got?
The truth.
Now, you got a low plausibility factor. Now, that gives this cop 2 options. One, he can believe you and risk being laughed off, of course. Or he can wrap you up in newspapers, ship you up to the lollipop factory where you can watch television, play cards with a bunch of Napoleon hats.
You have Jetman from him.
Why didn't you tell me about it?
Well, I didn't want to worry you. I'm going to call Matt.
Dick, he doesn't stand a chance. Now, I know that you had the idea for Jetman long before he had the idea for Rocket Person.
Captain Rocket. How do you know that for sure?
Because I was dating both of you at the time.
Really? You're under arrest for double dating. I get it.
Jetman lifts up a 200-foot tidal wave just in the nick of time. The bombs get all wet, and they don't go off.
Time is back in. Your answers, please.
Okay, the first one is Ellery Queen.
Correct.
Second one is 10 Speed and Brown Shoe. And the third one is He and She.
You have all 3 for 30 points. 30 points. Okay, teams, you're playing now for a 30-point bonus. Here is your toss-up. When not writing bad movie scripts, this author writes bad novels. Boys and Girls Together, Magic, and Marathon Man are 3 of his books. Name the writer. That is William Goldman. William Goldman. You're still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your audio toss-up. Identify the current TV series for which this is the theme.
Opie and the Beaver, Hartman.
Murder, She Wrote. Right for 10 points. Opie, Gregory Hines has been part of a salt and pepper combo in several films in his short movie career. I'll name a film in which Hines was featured. For 10 points each, you identify the honky actor he's teamed up with. White Nights.
Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Running Scared.
Billy Crystal.
Wolfen.
Patrick McNee.
No, that was Albert Finney, but you have 2 for 20 points. 20 points.
Okay.
Teams, you're playing now for a 40-point bonus. Here is your toss-up. Because of a scheduling problem peculiar to the Rocky Mountain time zone, TV viewers in these parts have rather fuzzy recollections of such ABC television network offerings as The Rookies, That's Incredible, Call to Glory, Hardcastle and McCormick, and MacGyver. Explain this glitch having to do with the regular telecasting of a live sporting event.
Opie and the Beaver Worth.
Football games end at 5 o'clock here and lead directly into the news.
No, can you take it, Lewd? You must buzz.
Lewd, Raven.
All right. Before the football games start, they play.
No, they're all Monday night football series showing either before or after pro football games in other areas that get dumped on Sunday into Sunday afternoon time slots. Well, wait a minute. Well, I guess we needed Monday night series. I don't like the way that question's written. Okay, you're playing now for a visual bonus. Here's your toss-up. Ke Huy Quan played the sidekick of Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. What was his character known as?
Lewd, Trudell, Shorty.
No, can you take it, Opie?
Opie Worth.
Short stuff.
No, it was short round. Short round. Still playing for that visual bonus. Here's your toss-up. In measuring the height of a horse, how long is the...
Opie Worth.
A hand is used, and each hand is 8 inches.
5-point penalty. I'll repeat the entire question for Lewd. In measuring the height of a horse, conference on Lewd, a hand is 4 inches. Playing for that visual bonus, here is your toss-up. Roy McLean of the Chicago Bears was the last man ever to score a point after touchdown in the NFL using what method on December...
Opie Worth.
A drop kick.
Drop kick is right for 10 points. Opie, look at the screen. For 40 points, we'd like you to identify the following 4 duos by their first and last names.
Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart.
Don and Phil Everly.
Ray and Dave Davies.
Chad Stewart and Jeremy Clyde. That's
Don and Juan.
David Byrne and Brian Eno. And finally,
No guess.
of Soft Cell, that is Mark Allman and Dave Ball. No points, no points. Okay, teams, you're playing now for a 40-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Morgan O'Rourke on F Troop, Joe Friday on Dragnet, Chip Saunders on Combat, and Phil Esterhaus on Hill Street Blues all share what rank?
Opie Worth.
Sergeant.
Right for 10 points. Opie, answer the following questions about cigarette commercials on TV in the 1960s for 10 points each. Specifically, how were Winston's supposed to taste?
Winston's taste good like a cigarette should.
What brand was supposed to be outstanding and they are mild?
Pell Mell.
Right. Which ones were said to have, quote, the flavor that's springtime fresh?
Salem.
And finally, complete the following tagline. Come to where the flavor is.
Come to Marlboro Country.
You have all 4 for 40 points. 40 points. Teams, you're playing now for an audio bonus. Here is your toss-up. Akeem Olajuwon, Michael Young, Clyde Drexler, Larry Michaud, and Benny Anders were Houston basketball stars who were...
Opie to taunt.
They were 5 Slam at Jamma.
Right for 10 points. Look at the screen, Opie. No, excuse me, an audio bonus. Sail away with us on this medley and identify the groups or artists heard singing. Time is out.
We will sail away on the wings of love into the night. Cast out our fortunes on the sea. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Sail away
Time is back in. Your answers, please.
The second was Styx. The third was Randy Newman. The first was the Oak Ridge Boys.
Right. You have all three for 30 points. Teams, you're playing for a 30-point bonus. Here is your toss-up. Micah Torrance was the marshal of North Fork, New Mexico on what TV Western?
Opie to taunt.
Broken Arrow.
No. Can you take it, Lewd? That was the Rifleman. The Rifleman. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. In the card game of cribbage, what is it called when an opponent gets to count points his competitor failed to claim?
Opie Hartman.
Knobs?
No. Can you take it, Lewd? That is Muggins. Muggins. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Rod Taylor was the manager. Melvin Douglas was the owner. Carl Malden was the burglar. Name this bad 1967 movie that eventually became a bad TV series.
Opie Worth.
Can you take it, Lewd? That was Hotel. Hotel. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's a great toss-up. Monterey Pop, Woodstock, and Altamont were major rock festivals of the late 60s. Name the only band that performed at all three events.
Lewd, Neil.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
No. Can you take it, Opie?
Opie to taunt.
The Jimi Hendrix Experience.
The Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Airplane. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. This jazz keyboardist once played with the Mahavishnu Orchestra and is now best known for his work as the composer of the musical score for Miami Vice. Who is he?
Opie Davidson.
Ian Hammer.
No. Can you take it, Lewd?
Lewd, Neil.
Jan Hammer.
That's right for 10 points. Okay, Opie. Phil Collins is all over the place nowadays. I'll name a song he sings either solo or as part of Genesis. You name the album where it appears. Taking It All Too Hard.
Genesis.
Right. Man on the Corner.
Abacab.
Susudio.
No Jacket Required.
You have all three for 30 points. 30 points. There's the whistle to end the first half with the score. Opie, 125. Lewd and Distasteful, 80.
No, I was thinking, I knew it was Jan Hammer.
And I knew
it was. I said Ian, but
same here, but I think the question wasn't worded very good. They were playing on a Sunday night, and we were
Are we allowed to have this water?
See, now I'm going to spill. My hands are like shit. There's no way I can pour this.
You start out really good.
You guys get ready for a
start
bucket
out
question to start
fine, then we got
It's true. Nice call, man.
Oh, I already got it.
You know what? Any judges?
There's the whistle to begin the second half, teams. Remember, the next time you hear that whistle, if I'm asking a question, I will stop. If you're answering a question, you may answer that one question only. You're playing now for a videotape bonus. Here's your toss-up. Probably the oldest existing record in Major League Baseball was set in 1912. The record is most triples in one season. Who holds that record?
Lewd, Trudell.
Ty Cobb. No. Can you take it, Opie?
Opie Worth.
Honus Wagner.
No, it's J. Owen Wilson. Still playing for that videotape. Here's your toss-up. Raleigh Tyler is the best at his craft, and he's hired to stage a fake assassination of a gangster.
Opie Worth.
FX.
FX is the film. Opie, look at the screen. Identify the following TV sitcoms from the 1960s that are finding a whole new generation of something in the 1980s through reruns on cable TV.
Eddie, what thing?
About you and Miss Dowling. It seems Eddie has a problem.
It seems that Eddie and I have a problem.
You want to talk to him?
Oh, yes, I will talk to him.
The land of safety doesn't mean I have to marry her, right? Believe me, the girls, they never take it that seriously.
Sandy's gonna kill you when she finds out.
Well, how's she going to find out? You won't tell her, will you?
No, I won't tell her, but I'll tell you something, Larry. You stink.
Well, that makes my visit unnecessary. Why do you think he stinks?
Well, it's a personal matter.
My reasons are professional. Lawrence, for the last time, I absolutely forbid you to play any more of those cheap, tasteless rock and roll records. What are you doing?
I'm putting saccharin in my coffee.
Pity, I'd hoped you were doing away with yourself.
An announcement to make. Tomorrow, we are all going to spend the day together. We are going to the football game. Didn't anyone hear what I said?
I have a luncheon engagement.
Oh, I didn't mean you, Mother.
Thank you. It's pretty short notice, Dad. I promised my friends we could...
Well, unpromise them.
Why didn't you tell us before? We made other plans.
I have made these plans. You are going. It is fun.
Fun? Grown men knocking each other to the ground?
Now, listen to me. We are all going to the football game. Do you understand? And we are going to enjoy the football game and the sunshine and ourselves. And anyone who does not enjoy himself is going to answer to me.
We haven't won a game all year.
Time is back in. Your answers, please.
How many were there?
3.
Oh, okay. The Courtship of Eddie's Father, the Drive Time Guys, and what was Donna Reacha.
You have 10 points for Eddie's Father. The second, Good Morning World. The last was The Farmer's Daughter. 10 points. 10 points. Okay, teams, you're playing now for a visual bonus. Here is your toss-up. Who knows what he majored in, but where did William the Refrigerator Perry attend?
Opie, Worth, Clemson.
Right for 10 points. Opie, look at the screen again. Identify these TV specials.
Adam. The Brethren?
Gideon's Trumpet.
The Day After?
Right. And finally, your answer? That is Amber Waves, but you have 2 for 20 points. 20 points. Okay, teams, you're now playing for a 40-point bonus. Here's your audio toss-up. Identify this singer and the song.
He says I'll never again turn the young lady's head.
Opie, to taunt.
George Burns, I Wish I Were 18 Again.
That's right for 10 points. Opie, for 10 points each, identify the movies from which the following characters created by Laurence Olivier were featured. Archie Rice.
Marathon Man.
No, that's The Entertainer. Heathcliff.
Hamlet.
No, that's Wuthering Heights. You read? No. Maxime de Winter. Okay, that's Rebecca. And finally, Christian Zell.
Marathon Man.
That's right for 10 points. You have 1 for 10 points. Okay, teams, you're now playing for an audio bonus. Here is your toss-up. This commentator on NFL 86, the NBC TV network's pro football pregame show.
Lewd, Raven.
Bob Costas.
5-point penalty, I'll repeat for Opie. This commentator on NFL 86, the NBC TV network's pro football pregame show, supposedly put a curse on the New York Jets.
Opie, Worth, Paul McGuire.
Paul McGuire is right for 10 points. Opie, listen, identify these C&W artists for 10 points each.
Got a tiger's bobtail, it's plain to see. I won't be much when you get through with me. While I'm a losing weight and I'm turning mighty pale. Looks like I've got a tiger's by the tail. This is on and here comes Friday, the backstretch. Hard days are going to the inside. I'm scared of holding back and trying not to fall. started running through the stretch corner to say the race is on and it looks like contest, and the winner is all. There you were making eyes at Edith while you were making time with Kate. You can't have your cake and Edith too. You rascal, you, a little lady too.
Tom is back in. Give me your answers.
Okay, Buck Owens, George Jones, and Homer and Jethro.
The last is the Statler brothers, but you have 3 for 30 points. 30 points.
2, Dave.
20.
20 points. I can't. Okay, 20 points. Teams, you're now playing for a 40-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Hear the happy feet dancing to the beat is the first line of the song.
Opie, Hartman, Davidson.
42nd Street.
5-point penalty. I'll repeat for Lewd. Hear the happy feet dancing to the beat is the first line to the song giving rise to what 1960s dance craze?
Lewd, Trudell.
The Twist.
No, that's the Freddie. The Freddie. You're playing now for a visual bonus. Here's your toss-up. Prissy's famous line in Gone with the Wind is, "I don't know nothing about buzzing babies." Who played Prissy?
Lewd, Raven.
Butterfly McQueen.
Right for 10 points. Look at the screen, Lewd. For 10 points a pair, identify both actor in character and the violent film from these slides. The actor in the movie. Your answer?
Go ahead.
That is,
Charles Bronson.
any guess for the movie?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
No, that's the Valachi Papers.
Whatever. Dustin Hoffman.
That's Dustin Hoffman in Straight Time. And finally,
Sidney Greenstreet
be nice. That's a rather dead Rod Steiger in On the Waterfront. No points, no points. Okay, teams, you're playing now for a 40-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. George Burns frequently broke the fourth wall on the Burns and Allen show. What comedian who guest hosts for Johnny Carson uses that device in his Showtime TV series?
Lewd, Trudell.
Gary Shanley.
Right, for 10 points. Lewd, give me the 4 titles of the Batman 4-part comics created by Frank Miller in 1986. Any answers?
How about Batman, Batman and Robin, Batgirl, and...
No. They are The Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Triumphant, Hunt the Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Falls. No points, no points. Teams, you're playing now for a 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Spandau Ballet's second album on Chrysalis Records is entitled Parade. What was the title of their first album released in the U.S.?
Lewd, Trudell.
Just Spandau Ballet.
No. Can you take it, Opie?
Opie, Toutant.
True.
Right for 10 points. Opie, for 10 points apiece, I'll name a pennant-winning baseball team. You give me the manager. The 64 Cardinals.
Red Cheney's?
No, that was Johnny Keane. The 65 Minnesota Twins.
Fred Haney.
Sam Mealy. And finally, the 62 Giants.
Alvin Dark.
Never be afraid to say it. That's right for 10 points. Teams, you're playing for a 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. Jason Robards is speaking to Barry Gordon. He says, "I see a terrible sight. I see a lot of people going to work." In what 1965 movie does he make this observation?
Lewd, Neil.
Long Day's Journey into Night.
No. Can you take it, Opie? That is 1,000 Clowns. 1,000 Clowns. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. What is the name given to the area dedicated to John Lennon in Central Park?
Opie, Toutant.
Strawberry Fields.
Right for 10 points. Opie, given the ratings disaster that their Thursday night primetime lineup has been in recent years, programmers at ABC TV must look back wistfully at the late 70s. In 1978, no fewer than 3 of the network's Thursday entries were entrenched in the Nielsen Top 20. Name them for 10 points each. Your answers, please.
Charlie's Angels, The Love Boat, and no guess.
No, they are Mork and Mindy, Barney Miller, and Soap. No points. No points. There's the whistle to end the game with the final score. Opie, 250. Lewd, Distasteful, 95.
He definitely killed it.